Hi everyone, welcome on to today's video. So today is one of those things where I ask you what you think, because someone has given me a message on an email to say, what do I think of those self-tapping bleed valves? I've got a couple of radiators upstairs and the bleed valves are added. They're actually, I can't turn them. And one of the RADS is one of those, a double-sided one like the one I'll show you now. That's one of these. He reckons the back one goes, but not the front one, which is obviously up that end, down that side there. He can't. He said he could drill one through here. So he says it'll only be temporary for a year or two until the radiator is renewed. Well, I would say just renew the radiators now, bring it forward a bit rather than fit these. But if you must, then do have a look at them. I'll show you the things that I mean if you've not seen them before. And that's them there, the Easy Bleed draining valve kit, £15.54, and you get two in a packet. And you can see it's basically a self-tapping screw with a rubber washer. You basically, once this goes in, relying on a rubber washer. The main thing I'm worried about with these is when you drill a hole for a radiator, even if it's going straight in, the main problem is where's all the swarf going? Now that's going to drop straight into the radiator and possibly get pumped around, and it won't do your condensing boiler much good, and I doubt if we do the pump much good either. But you've got to bear those things in mind. That's going to be now in your system. I think the other main thing though is this: will the average handyman be able to do this job? You put it up to the radiator and drill it straight through. Before you do that though, obviously you've got to turn the water off, because actually once you've gone through it, before it seals up. So you've got to turn the radiator off. So RAD valves, now not all the time, but sometimes one might not work. It might be the thermostatic one side, it might be the lock shield the other, who knows. So there we are, made by Isaac Hayes. Oh no, that was a singer in the 70s, wasn't it? Hang on a minute, no, he's someone else, wasn't he? Ah, someone a lot colder. Arctic Hayes. Okay, so let's get on to it. If you're desperate, you might want to fit one. Basically, as well, you get a 10mm drill bit, you fit this thing in it, put it to the right place on the radiator, a flat bit of surface, and you drill it straight in. Now, don't fit it on a curve or anything like that, otherwise the washer won't seal. It's only a rubber washer at the end of the day, okay, making that seal. How long that's going to last, all the heat the RAD gets, it get hot and cold. And basically also you're relying on just a thread, a bit of self-tapping thread from that thing into the radiator. Replace the whole radiator, because if that's worn out, probably the RAD's on its last innings by that time, because you bled it and opened it so many times. It's probably been there a long time. Now of course, if you've got a radiator with one of these type of valves, and that is, the valve is actually on a 15mm 1/2 inch screw-in plug, then you've only got to undo the whole plug, take it out and put another one in with a new bleed valve on it, okay? Don't forget that you are actually putting a hole in your radiator, so if it doesn't hold, if it doesn't work, the radiator's finished anyway, you will have to renew it anyway. But that's, you know, after you've kind of been forced into changing it sooner than you thought. Anyway, my old friend Alan Hart has got a video on fitting one of these. He's probably obviously sent one for review, and he's got a good video on there on showing how easy it is to fit. And it does look easy, but I don't think it's quite for not the non-DIYer, shall we say. I think it's more for competent DIYers, not afraid to tackle a water job, and also someone that is technically a little bit more not worried about drilling a radiator, shall we say. Anyway, have a look at Alan's video. I'll give you the link for it up there. He's a nice guy, and he does a good video on it for you, so have a check and see what you think if you're desperate. Okay, anyway, that's about my view on them. Your view might be much better. If you look at Alan's reviews that he's got for this, they're very much a mixed bag. And I think the plumbers have mainly clawed in there saying what rubbish they are, but the DIY people, the ones that have put them in, have said they work fine and they're all good. So you know, it's a mixed bag, this one. So you take your choice. I'm not obviously in favour of them, shall we say, but I can see their use as a desperate situation thing, or maybe something that's only temporary for a little while till that rubber washer wears out with the heat that's going to be hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold all the time. A rubber seal and that little thread going in there to that steel rad. Ooh, I'd like to think, you always get leaks when you go away, don't you? That's when they tend to happen. Oops, if that thing pinned out of there, you'd get a leak, alright, it would be massive.
You need to shut the water off.
Anyway, that's my view on it. Have a look and see what you think, and that's about it though from my side of the story. Okay, all the best everyone, see you next time, bye bye.